Recently, it was revealed that the studio has frozen the development of series such as the new Strange Academy and a project titled Torror Incorporated. The latter is based on a comic series about an anti-hero Toro who could attach parts of other people's bodies to himself, gaining their memories. The news caught the community off guard as both Nova and Strange Academy seemed like interesting projects exploring the magical and cosmic aspects of the cinematic universe. The latter in particular could have become a worthy alternative to the new Harry Potter series with elements of Stranger Things. Journalists believe this happened due to the reduction of political initiatives, which could have saved us from the creation of new acolytes or worse. Deadline reports that the series themselves are not to blame. The real issue is that Marvel is re-evaluating its approach to series, and all past projects have been put on hold. Previously, according to Deadline, a series only needed the green light from Disney, and managers, often mid-level, would initiate the project hiring whoever they could for reporting purposes. That's how Secret Invasion came to be, where, according to Deadline, no one was held accountable for the failure as the project got the green light, and then managers kicked it around like a football. This led to astronomical budgets of $200–300 million for a single series. If insiders are to be believed, the Nova project was supposed to be a cosmic adventure in the spirit of The Mandalorian or any other Star Wars universe project. To avoid further issues, Disney pressed the red button and halted all ongoing series in development. Now, everything is different. Before any project is approved, it must first have a showrunner dedicated solely to that project who will be responsible for its success. According to Deadline, Disney now wants to see such teams come into the office and publicly compete for the studio's budget. Competition is key to success, and both the series and film branches of the cinematic universe will evolve in this direction. As a result, there is a feeling that Disney will focus its resources on grounded projects like Daredevil or the second season of Hawkeye. These are not particularly expensive feel, separate from the Avengers events, and contrast perfectly with multi-million-dollar blockbusters with their cozy and low-stakes atmosphere. The continuation of Daredevil is even being considered for Series of the Year, so stay tuned for breakdowns of the first episodes after the premiere on March 4th. It is also possible that Strange Academy and Nova will eventually see the light of day, but after a reboot with new teams and strategy. Or perhaps these projects may transform into canonical animated series. Monsters Commandos from the DC Cinematic Universe proved that this approach can work. James Gunn has already hinted that a second season is on the way. Studios often steal ideas from each other, and Marvel may adopt Gunn's approach. Recently, it was revealed that the studio has frozen the development of series such as the new Strange Academy and a project titled Torror Incorporated. The latter is based on a comic series about an anti-hero Toro who could attach parts of other people's bodies to himself, gaining their memories and abilities. The news caught the community off guard as both Nova and Strange Academy seemed like interesting projects exploring the magical and cosmic aspects of the cinematic universe. The latter in particular could have become a worthy alternative to the new Harry Potter series with elements of Stranger Things. The series is seen as a complement to the upcoming X-Men reboot, and honestly, it sounds exciting. The details vary, with some sources calling it a prequel series, others a spin-off, and some suggesting that it will come after a feature film. But everyone agrees that Marvel is brewing a X-Men series with young mutants, which is certainly promising. After all, the process of training these cross people is something no previous reboot of the franchise has shown. There were hints, but this is exactly the area where a series would feel fresh and interesting. Moreover, the upcoming Harry Potter series will likely generate a wave of projects about children in schools, and it makes sense for Marvel to hitch its wagon to the hype train. Now let's discuss the cancellation of Marvel's political agenda. The news was predictably met with applause because it strengthens the belief that the producers have recognized past mistakes and will now prioritize quality and a return to the roots. The first signs of a change in the studio's direction came when producer Victoria Alonso was fired in March 2023. This was the period when Quantumania flopped Jonathan Majors came under investigation, and the cinematic universe was in a state of uncertainty. Officially, Alonso was dismissed for violating a contract that prohibited her from participating in projects for other companies, but insiders claim that it was just a convenient excuse to get rid of an inconvenient employee due to questionable creative decisions. If you look closely at interviews, Alonso was the one who promoted projects involving minorities and actively supported diversity in casts and production teams. She focused on representation rather than plot. So it is clear that Marvel's soft reboot started nearly 2 years ago. The studio has been trying to redeem itself by focusing on reputation. The recent news is just the inevitable result of accumulated issues. But what happens next? The first and most important change is casting. Fans can rest assured that they won't see Cardi B as Professor X. There are already rumors that Margaret Qualley is being considered for the role of Rogue Julia Butters, for Kitty Pryde Sadie Sink, for Jean Grey, and so on. This shows that producers are consciously focusing on recognizable faces, avoiding unnecessary experiments. Looking at Fantastic Four and the positive fan reactions, it's clear that this is no accident but the inevitable outcome of Marvel's 2023 reboot. From now on, we can expect even better things, such as Henry Cavill as Wolverine and Tom Hardy, who has openly asked to join the cinematic universe after Venom 3. Marvel used to avoid popular actors because they come with high fees and headaches with approvals and scripts. But now special projects with top stars are a possibility. Another positive change is the reduction in projects like She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel, and Echo. These projects caused significant reputational damage to the studio, but what's important now is that creators might stop turning female characters into walking caricatures with strong and independent personalities. This doesn't mean that the studio shouldn't make films about female heroes. For example, Scarlet Witch could be given a chance considering Olsen's strong background and acting skills. However, there will definitely be fewer extreme moments or jokes about men. Remember the scene where all the female heroes gather in the finale of Avengers Endgame? It was so absurd and strange that even the Boys creators made fun of it. So there should be fewer such moments in future installments. The only cause for concern is Spider-Man 4. The project is being developed in collaboration with Sony Pictures, who are still recovering from the failure of Madame Web. It's unclear in which direction they are heading, but there's a sense that Sony has little control over the project, leaving it entirely to Kevin Feige. Therefore, we will likely see a less politically correct surrounding for Spider-Man in the fourth film. It's also possible that Harry Osborn instead of Ned will become Peter's new best friend. There are also rumors that Zendaya's role will be significantly reduced, and the studio may choose a new love interest such as Black Cat or Gwen. The main thing is that the plot makes sense. But the most important thing is the real signs that the creators of future Marvel projects are now focusing primarily on quality good scripts and solid special effects, not trying to tick off boxes from the representation department.